Craig McKay here with LarkinEquity.com, and today we're going to take a look at the benefits of owner financing for home sellers in Wake County, tapping into the other 80% of home buyers market through us. So rent-to-own contracts are not standard boilerplate agreements by any means. There are many aspects of the deal that can be modified to better suit both the buyer or the seller. The terms of the lease, the down payment, the responsibilities of both the buyer and the seller can all vary from contract to contract. And when the agreement is structured correctly, you, the home seller, have the potential to come out ahead when all is said and done. The first benefit is cash up front. Just because you opted to use owner financing doesn't mean that your buyer will be able to avoid a down payment. When the seller offers financing for a property, even if it's short term, in a rent-to-own situation, they'll still want to collect a down payment up front to secure the deal and to protect the seller from any loss. This upfront cash is often referred to as the option fee, which gives the buyer the option to buy at the end of the lease term, and the fee can be anywhere from 2 to 7, 10, 15%, really depends on the price of the house, because owner financing, you want to make sure that the individual you're putting into the house can afford to pay for it. And if they decide to pay you off early, that they're in a position to work with the bank in order to get what you're asking on the house. However, a smart investor will probably keep this number on the low side to ensure they aren't inadvertently pushing away any potential buyers by asking for an option fee that isn't affordable. The next thing it offers is a guaranteed income. So when you use owner financing or a rent-to-own agreement to sell your house, you'll help ensure that you're bringing in an income each month. And how much would this help you? I mean, your buyer or tenant isn't going to risk defaulting on the agreement, so you can almost guarantee your money will be received on time every month. With us helping our clients, we ensure that the tenant buyers are aware that the deposit they provide us is non-refundable. So if these individuals are putting large sums of money towards a property that they're intending on buying, you don't end up with the same risks as you do with renting. And we find at times that some buyers even improve the property, adding to increase the value of it. And that's just really a win-win for both you and the tenant buyer. Having extra income can mean huge changes for you and your family. And if structured properly, I suggest talking with an accountant, but there could be some tax advantages as well. And I mean, it can be like having a second job, but without having to do all the extra work that landlords typically do. And many landlords are desperate to find a tenant. However, when homeowners offer owner financing, tenants will line up at the chance to buy your home outright. The next benefit is it does introduce you to a larger pool of buyers. So if banks are only catering to 20% of those individuals who are wanting to buy a house, what about the other 80% who are wanting to buy a house and have the means to do so, both funding and career-wise, right? So offering owner financing to help sell your home in the Wake County area will definitely bring in a whole new pool of buyers. And these are people who aren't able to qualify or afford a down payment on a traditional mortgage, but will be able to come to you because of the terms that you offer, right? So of course you'll need to run background and credit checks so that you don't end up in an agreement with the wrong person. Again, that's your responsibility that a homeowner would need to take. And that's something as part of our process is to make sure that we get the right person in the right house who's able to pay for that house or even pay it off early if needed. And that really, really lowers the risk. But by offering owner financing in your property in Wake County, you'll most definitely be able to find many more potential buyers for your house. You'll also be able to help someone who's got the dream of a home ownership, but who isn't quite ready to do it all on their own. The next big benefit, you get your asking price. So many people have sold a home. They see that, you'll get less than your asking price. Depending on the market, sometimes you get more. But when you take in consideration all the fees and the taxes and the time and add it all up, it's really less, right? So buyers are usually willing to pay your asking price in exchange for the opportunity to purchase your home. Or they'll even pay a premium, right? Because you're giving them something that they'd never dreamed they would get. And your house should be reasonable priced and in line with other properties that are selling in the area. But if you put it at a bit of a premium and someone asks why, well, it'd be a simple response. If you had the option of getting a traditional mortgage, we'd give you the traditional price. But this is creative. So if you don't mind having to wait a year or two for the house to officially close, but while at the same time getting your cash up front and guaranteeing your income, owner financing is the right avenue, and you'll likely be able to collect your asking price without having to lose any money on the sale. And this will also give you the upper hand in the negotiations, as your buyers aren't going to want to have their offer be rejected. Another benefit of owner financing in Wake County gives you a faster sale. By opening the door to new buyers, like I said, that 80% of people who can afford a home, but the bank's rules are not in line because of whatever current events are happening, you'll likely encounter many people who are going to jump at the chance to buy your home. Now, typically, you'll be able to find a competent buyer right away. Some homes sit on the market 2, 3, 4, 5 months. Sometimes we can find our clients buyers within a few days, because we do have a large list of individuals who know that we do offer homes in this fashion, as we are investors, and it's a win-win. So by signing a rent-to-own agreement right away with a potential buyer, this will immediately limit your liability and will help you end up a good amount of ownership costs that you had previously been facing. So you're just not responsible for them anymore, right? Those get passed on to the home buyer. And the last benefit of owner financing is freedom from expenses. So once you have a tenant or prospective buyer in place, typically repairs and maintenance expenses will fall onto them. Now, that's not to say you're off the hook for all costs, but you'll be able to alleviate the majority of the routine repairs and maintenance costs that homeowners usually face. And how would this help your budget? So by eliminating these expenses from your budget each month, you'll really be able to save up more money towards the purchase of maybe another property that you're looking at. Some banks will look at the income coming in from your property at 75 to 100% and not even classify it when you're looking to move into another property. So it's a win-win, again, for you as the seller and for the home buyer. Now, there's nothing that says you need to hold on to your house forever. The traditional methods of selling don't always attract the right buyers, and offering owner financing on the sale of your property can quickly turn the tables in both parties' favor, helping you to find a buyer almost immediately. So if you'd like to learn more about the perks of owner financing for home sellers in Wake County, just visit us here, larkinequity.com. We've got plenty of articles there. You can even, our phone number's there. We'll gladly help answer any questions you have, maybe even run some scenarios for you to see what would work best for you, because this really is just one of, a dozen creative ways of selling your home in relation to traditional real estate. So give us a call today, and thank you for your time. Cheers.